Welcome to the Merlin Crypto Market Update located on the X app. I'm Abs, the host and senior engagement officer at Merlin, and today's episode features a replay from our Merlin X Spaces. Every other Tuesday at 8:30 p.m., you can catch us live on the X app at Get Merlin Crypto. We dive into captivating discussions about cryptocurrency and blockchain technology with our engaged audience, special guests, and the founders of Merlin. Please note, these spaces can sometimes experience technical hiccups and end suddenly. It's all part of the experience. Thanks for tuning into the Crypto Market Update, proudly brought to you by Merlin, the smartest way to track your crypto.
Welcome to another Merlin Spaces right here on the X app. I will be your moderator this evening. My name is Miki Quintanilla. I am the Chief Finance Operations Officer for Merlin and one of its co-founders. You may find me on all social media platforms at Age of Jeremy. Your host this evening will be Abs, Merlin's Senior Engagement Specialist, and he is also the host of the Good Morning Crypto Show. The Good Morning Crypto Show comes to you Monday through Friday with the most relevant news around the blockchain, and it's at 11 a.m. Eastern. You can find it on the 3T Warrior Academy YouTube page. You can also follow Abs right here on X at 3TGM Crypto. Please follow Merlin here on the X app. You can also follow us on LinkedIn at Get Merlin Crypto. Please also follow Merlin on Instagram and Threads at Merlin_crypto. Once we reach 300 threaders, we will be randomly selecting one lucky threader to win a 90-day trial of Merlin, the smartest way to track your crypto. Merlin will be opening up to waitlisters this week, so make sure you are on our waitlist. You can visit merlincrypto.com to sign up. Here on X Spaces, we enjoy debate, but please keep it family friendly and please be respectful. We want these to be an inclusive atmosphere. The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent. We will be getting started in a few short minutes, so please listen to some music and we will be right back.
It's sort of like
Welcome, everyone, to another Merlin Spaces right here on the X app. Once again, I will be your moderator this evening. My name is Jeremy Quintanilla. I'm the Chief Finance and Operations Officer for Merlin and one of its co-founders. You may find me on all social media platforms at Age of Jeremy. Your host this evening, again, is going to be Abs, Merlin Senior Engagement Specialist, and also the host of the Good Morning Crypto Show. The Good Morning Crypto Show comes to you Monday through Friday with the most relevant news around the blockchain at 11 a.m. Eastern from the 3T Warrior Academy YouTube page. You can follow Abs right here on X at 3TGM Crypto. Please make sure to follow Merlin on the X app. You can also follow us on LinkedIn at Get Merlin Crypto. Please also follow Merlin on Instagram and Threads at Merlin_crypto. Once we reach 300 threaders, we'll be randomly selecting one lucky threader to win a 9-day free trial of Merlin, the smartest way to track your crypto. Merlin will be opening up to waitlisters this week, so make sure you are on our waitlist. You can visit merlincrypto.com to sign up. Tonight's special guest who is on his way is Coin Club Quincy. Quincy is a renowned educator and developer in the crypto sphere. After launching his first YouTube video in 2021, he quickly became known as one of the brilliant young minds focused on digital asset development, specifically around XRP and XDC. Today, Quincy is an XDC developer by day and YouTuber by night, frequently making appearances on public platforms like Good Morning Crypto and also at crypto events hosted around the country. You can find him right here on X at Coin Club Quincy and on YouTube, Your Bro Quincy. Again, right here on X at Coin Club Quincy and YouTube, Your Bro Quincy. You may find him on other socials at Quincy Jones. One last thing here on Merlin X Spaces, we enjoy debate, but please keep it family friendly and please be respectful. We want these to be an inclusive atmosphere. The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent. And without further ado, I'm going to my man, Abs. Abs, take it away.
Awesome, guys. And with that being said, we're going to be discussing Elon Musk fighting Mark Zuckerberg tonight. No, I'm only kidding, Jeremy. I'm just messing with you. I just wanted to get you guys started off on a funny note. I'd like to go around and just give Johnny and Gonzo a chance to introduce themselves. Thanks for being here. And how you guys doing? Let's start with Johnny.
Good evening, Abs. It was a beautiful, beautiful day. I'm doing great. Jeremy is such a great moderator. I love it. But it's a great night. It's a great night to be here. I'm happy to share some really, really good news we have with Merlin, but I'll save that for later in the show. But good evening, everybody.
Thank you, Johnny. And Gonzo, on a more serious note, we are going to be discussing some XDC developments with Quincy later on, but also a little Ethereum news I prepared for you. But how you feel, my friend? Thanks for being here.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm doing good. Anytime that, I can get an opportunity to hear Quincy talk I could listen to that guy for hours. I've been lucky enough that the 2 times that he was on Good Morning Crypto, I've been kind of the fly on the wall, one of the co-hosts. So yeah, super excited to just kind of hear him talk in the way that his mind works, but it's going to be a great show. The other thing I'm adjusting to is that, when I first heard Jeremy saying X, and I'm like, why does he keep saying X? And I was like, duh, the name of Twitter has been changed to X. It just takes some getting used to, right? It just sounds so awkward saying X because we're all so used to Twitter. But yeah, man, it's going to be a great show.
Thank you, Gonzo. And we are going to be discussing a couple of things. I can give our listeners a quick rundown. We're going to be discussing a massive development for Ripple Labs as they join the International Swaps and Derivatives Association, which does about $500 trillion in volume every year. That is just a ridiculous number. We can talk about that later on. Also, Bloomberg analysts predicting a 75% chance an Ethereum ETF is approved and the possibility of XRP being used on Twitter. But Johnny, I know you had some Merlin updates, so I'm going to give you the floor before we get into all that.
Thank you, Abs. Yeah, we're really excited here as we're getting ready to, we've completed the code work of Merlin. And so finally, after a long journey, we're now on a serious milestone accomplishment, and we're about ready to do something historic with it in its young life and launch it. So we will be launching Merlin Live this week. So all the folks who were patient with us and got on that wait list, congratulations to you, because we will be choosing a group of you from that wait list, and you will get early access to Merlin this week. So if you've been finally waiting to be able to see all your coins in one place, you're not going to have to wait much longer. We're getting very, very close. So at some point this week, keep an eye on your email. We'll get a notification. You'll get an email, I should say, letting you know, inviting you to come in and try Merlin out. And so it will be by invitation, so you will have to use your email address. So not everybody can sign up yet to try Merlin, but it is going to be basically a public launch to our waitlisters. So thank you all for all you who have gotten on that waitlist. We're very, very happy to tell you that the wait is over and you will be able to access and play with Merlin this week. So it's a big, big, huge accomplishment for Merlin and the whole entire team who's worked on this over the past several years, Ab. So we're very, very excited to be able to put it in the hands of the people and let them be able to play with Merlin for the first time.
That's really exciting, Johnny. So can you be a little bit more specific? Are you full launching, or what is happening exactly?
Yeah, that's a great question. No, we're not. So the way to think of it is whenever you launch software, you typically do it in multiple stages. So your first stage will be, what we call a beta. And so we've done an internal test, and then we've done a beta test with the 3T Warrior Academy. So we just completed that 3T Warrior Academy beta test and fixed up and cleaned up some more bugs. And now we will be doing what's called a soft launch, and that will be with a select number of people. And basically what you do is you scale that up. You start with whatever, 50, 100 people, 20 people, and you run it, you see how your servers hold up, and then you continue to add more and more if you need it to continue to support the user base that signs up. So that's what's called the soft launch. And during that soft launch, that's a scale up phase where we'll be scaling up and adding more and more users to the platform every 2 or 3 days. So we'll just be offering it more and more. So if you get an invite for Merlin, I'm just going to make this up, let's say on Thursday, several days later, we'll invite a bunch more people. And then a few more days after that, we'll invite a bunch more people. So keep an eye on your email if you're on the wait list over this month. This will be an exciting month for you. By the end of the month, everybody hopefully would have gotten an email who's on the wait list to be able to try out Merlin. And then when that's done, then we do what's called a full launch, Abs. And that'll probably be sometime in September. And that basically means completely open live, not to the waitlisters anymore, but to everybody. The whole entire world will be able to then, or anybody in the US, I should say, will now have full access to Merlin into full launch. And that'll be sometime in September.
That's really cool, Johnny. And for anybody who doesn't know, what Merlin does is it takes all of your exchanges and allows you to track them in one location while also setting exit targets. And we also have some major news, but I don't want to let my tongue get ahead of me here, Johnny, and make some announcements that I shouldn't yet. Guys, if you could do us a huge favor and just throw a thumbs up, give us a little bit of engagement here. I just want to make sure we have enough people here to start the live chat. And Gonzo, the thing that we're going to get started with is some very, very interesting news. Johnny, you want to talk some more? Or you good?
I want to say one other thing, Abs. You said something that's important. So you said how Merlin connects all your exchanges to the app. So basically, that's correct. Merlin will allow you to connect your exchanges or your wallets to it, so that then you can see what's happening. However, I just want to make it clear, as we launch out the gate, we don't have every single exchange. We'll be continuing to add more and more exchanges over time, so that we will eventually hopefully have them all. But out the gate, we have about 10 exchanges or wallets, primarily all the big ones. So we'll have Kraken, Coinbase, Binance, BitTrue, Ledger, MetaMask, Exodus, all the big kind of wallets and exchanges. And then shortly thereafter, we'll be adding Crypto.com and Uphold and a few others. So we'll continue to add, and then as our users tell us, which other exchanges they want, we'll continue to add more and more. But the cool thing we've done is we've added a manual tool, and I'm really excited about that tool, Abs, because it's different than all the other most of the other trackers don't really give you that option to do it. And the fact that we've given a manual tool means it doesn't really matter whether you can connect to your exchange or not, because you can always add the coin manual. And then you can see what it's doing and track it, and you can add in the average price. And you don't have to add every single transaction. You can just tell Merlin, this is the coin, this is how many I have, and this is the average, and boom, now you'll have it in there. So we think it's really, really exciting to be able to have that flexibility and I think it's going to put, putting this tool in the power in the hands of people, really put the power back in their hands. So just wanted to close it out with that and just let people know that we will have some exchanges and we'll be adding more over time.
Very cool. And like Johnny just said, you can always manually add any tokens that aren't listed on those exchanges. But Gonzo, I'm going to kick it over to you for this first article because I found this really, really interesting. And I found it after the show on Friday. Proposal for Twitter to pay content creators in XR was just released by the head of payment products at Ripple. So this guy is named Brendan Barry. Then Long actually chimed in and put a light bulb above his response and retweeted back at this man with a light bulb signaling she also agreed with the idea. So that's pretty cool. Not only are Ripple representatives being bullish about this, they're taking action. They've actually submitted some legitimate paperwork. It could take months and months, but the question I have for you, Gonzo, is we need mass adoption before we can get price appreciation, right? If you're going to take profit, somebody else is buying that same token with the speculation it's going to go up over time. Is it articles like these that become more and more important as we approach a bull run? Even if this isn't going to necessarily drive price, is this going to drive a specific narrative and that could excite investors?
I think what it does, Abs, is it just brings awareness, right? There's a reason why Elon Musk bought Twitter and then changed the name to X, right? When you think about PayPal and the PayPal mafia and what he created, he was trying to create a value system or a money system outside of the fiat. It ended up not got it. PayPal ended up just funneling the fiat system. So this is kind of his second crack at it. So I do think he's going to bring on cryptocurrency onto the platform, but we still need the utility. You still need actual use cases, I think, to really drive the network effect. But it does bring awareness, and you have all these people that use the platform. So more eyes and more awareness. It's not a bad thing.
For sure, Gonzo. And I mean, what really caught my attention wasn't necessarily that XRP could be used for this specific use case and that would increase the price. It's more the narrative that goes into this. If XRP gets implemented on Twitter, or now known as X.com, it's just another step in the right direction for them, not only taking over on-demand liquidity, but becoming, I guess, synonymous with online payments. So it's a really big step in the right direction. I also wanted to get Johnny's opinion here. Johnny, when we talk about XRP being added to Twitter, what does that really mean to you?
Abs, a mute here is working. Were you able to hear me?
Yep, I hear you now.
We can hear you.
All right, cool. Could you repeat the question? Sorry, you broke up.
Yes. So the question was with XRP being used as a possible solution on Twitter. Obviously, they just implemented the content creator fund where they're paying people, but they're using cash, so they're paying a massive fee to transfer this money. I heard 10%, 12% is as much as they're losing. XRP could be a solution. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, certainly that's what it's designed. I mean, we know that it has the potential and design to provide payment solutions, so it's not out of the realm of possibility if you think about it in the long run. So I think there's always going to be a lot of speculation around, what.
Really quick, may have missed the beginning of my sentence. So Ripple's head of payment products filed a new proposal with Twitter to use XRP in the creator fund. So that's why it's interesting.
Yeah, I missed that part of it. Yeah, like I said, I broke up. I lost you there for a second. Yeah, no, that is actually exciting news. Ripple's making some really, really big moves here. Not only are they, looking to kind of connect with Twitter, or I guess I should call it X now. And you've also saw, the news about the Trade Association, which is even bigger news. So, we kind of always talked about this on the Good Morning Crypto show and said that the minute, this case was over, you would start to see things happening potentially in the U.S. And we know they were holding back, or they were being held back by the case. And now that the case is over, man, they just exploded like a coil spring, spreading their wings everywhere. And so to me, listen, you're talking about a company, Ripple, that has $1 billion in the bank. $1 billion in the bank, spread their wings out around the world, and now they have access to the U.S. market, right? So it's no surprise to see them, coming to Ripple, coming here to Twitter, or I should call it X. And I'm sure you're going to hear more news of them spreading out everywhere. Maybe Meta, maybe other payment solutions. Maybe we'll start hearing something about them and maybe PayPal and other payment solution companies. So to me, I think it's extremely exciting that that's happening. And I think we're going to see and hear more and more of this over time, as Ripple is one of the monsters now in this space with a monkey off their back and $1 billion in the bank.
Do you think this would actually have to be implemented? Let's say that they decided to use XRP as a solution. What do you think that would do to the narrative around the project? Would we see the Ethereum and the Bitcoin people maybe change their stance if XRP was added to something as legitimate as X.com?
No.
I think you hit the mute, Johnny.
I said no. I don't think anything's going to change their apps. They're haters, and I think they're actually going to hate Ripple and XRP even more if that would happen. But the reality is, it definitely is going to add, in my opinion anyway, but I love to hear what things or anybody else for that matter. I think it's going to add instant credibility to Ripple. But will you see people, in maxis and Bitcoin maxis, if you're asking me, will they now start to accept Ripple? No. If anything, I think they're probably going to hate him even more.
Gonzo, any thoughts there?
Yeah, I think Johnny's spot on. Unfortunately, you get these, like the coin maxis or any type of maxi, right? It becomes almost like fanatical about it, about like almost like a fanatical religion, right? And it's unfortunate because when you look at the space, there's so much more room to grow that there's plenty of room for multiple protocols, right? They could all have their own niche. They're all going to be very specific as they find their way and they get adoption. There's no need for the toxicity. And I think that's what's awesome about our community is that, yeah, we love XRP. And I would say that, probably XPs are most of us would say it's our biggest holding, but we also have other investments and we also believe in protocols, right? Because I don't think it's going to be one chain that rules them all. I think there's going to be ones. And so, yeah, any toxicity I feel or like maximalism is just bad because it just closes you off to the other opportunity, right? And so you're going to miss out.
Johnny, we'll go through a couple of these topics really quickly, and if Quincy can't join us, we'll move on to something else, or we'll rejoin next week or bi-weekly. But the biggest news that we have this weekend is that Ripple Labs officially joined the International Swaps and Derivatives Association, which is responsible for approximately $550 trillion in volume per year. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of a different angle on this. There was two other companies involved, Johnny. We're not going to talk about Ripple. There were two other crypto projects involved here. Can you guess what they were? Give me a chance. Just guess one of them, and then I'll tell you the answer.
No, I'm not. I don't know. ETH?
No, it's not Ethereum. It's Algorand. And Crypto.com were the two projects.
Actually, I'm sorry. You know what? I knew that, Abs. I read the article. Duh. Yes, you're right. It's Algo and Crypto.com.
Well, thank you, Johnny. Now that I've stated that, it is Algorand and Crypto.com, which is really, really interesting. So the question that I had for you is everybody's so down on Algorand with the price chart, with Gary Gensler claiming it's a security. I really just want to know, does this change your sentiment whatsoever when it comes to Algorand? It's 10 cents a token. During the bull run, this thing was $2.50. What's your perspective on the project overall?
Well, me personally, I've always liked Algo. I got my bags packed with them. They have a very unique blockchain and approach that they have and the way they do things. So I think, and the only reason why they caught some flack was because, good old Gary, he went out there and called them, security as well, and bundled them in there with all the other ones. And I think that kind of hurt them. But as I said earlier, I think now that you have the XRP ruling, it's really going to give, to some degree, a protective halo effect around all these cryptocurrencies that are going to be sold programmatically on exchange. So I think I don't want to say everyone's going to get free pass, but I think it's going to help them, Abs, and that's going to be a good thing for Algorand. And
Gonzo, I got a little bit. Gonzo, I got a little bit of Ethereum news we're going to get into, but give me your take on Algorand really quickly. Nobody said they're going to be leveraged. Nobody said they're going to be used in these derivatives exchanges, but to see them as an official partner with Crypto.com and Ripple, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I love Algorand. I have a very, very big position in Algorand. It was built by a computer scientist, and so I feel that sometimes the knock on Algorand is maybe the way they kind of market themselves. Because of the technology being complex, I think they feel that like to develop on it is complex, and it's really not. I was doing a lot of research on it, and it has a whole ecosystem. It has DeFi, it has NFTs, it has gaming, it has everything that the other layer ones have, except super efficient, right? Super fast. It's very secure. But I don't think that they do a good job of marketing themselves. And then the other thing is this is like, the price is very, very beat up, right? We're basically doubling bottom. We're at a double bottom right now. We're on a previous low from years ago. But price action doesn't correlate to development on the chain or the actual use case. But I think that sometimes people get confused with that, or they see because the price is beat up, they think that it's not valuable or it has no value or it has no network. And that's just not true, right? But, I think eventually, as we go into the next bull run, I think Algorand will do very well for itself.
And think about this whole aspect of it, Gonzo. Ripple now stands on the shoulders with 1,000 institutional members across 79 countries. And the only other crypto project standing in here that's not an exchange is Algorand. So we constantly talk about a decentralized world, different blockchains. There's 2 blockchains in this project, Ripple and Algorand, 2 that we talk about all the time. So I thought that was really interesting. There is another article I'd like to talk about with you, Gonzo, and it's the fact that an Ethereum ETF looks like it can be approved in America. And Bloomberg analysts even voted on this earlier this week. They found a 75% chance among Bloomberg analysts that an Ethereum ETF is approved in the United States before the end of the year. I'm not focused on if you believe it will be approved, but what do you think the impact would be? Do you think, is that what we're waiting for? Could that be the catalyst for a bull run?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you see all the hype that happened with the Bitcoin ETF. If you start getting room in Ethereum ETF, I think that'll be good for the price action. We've got the next upgrade. I think it's 4337, which has to do with the sharding mechanism, but it's really not so much about the gas fees. A lot of people think that gas fees are going to be reduced, but it's not. It's more about the layer 2s getting their gas fees reduced. So I think it's going to help a lot. I mean, there's a lot of these layer 2s that are starting to come out that are very, very cheap, and they're secure because they use the security of Ethereum.
Thank you for tuning in to the Merlin Crypto Market Update located on the X app. I'm Abs, your host and Senior Engagement Officer at Merlin, and we hope you enjoyed this episode from our Merlin X Spaces. Remember, you can catch us live every other Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on the X app at Get Merlin Crypto. If you want to take your crypto tracking to the next level, don't miss out on our free 30-day trial at merlincrypto.com. Thanks again for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode.